listeners. I'm so happy to be with you tonight. We have an amazing queen with us, Wanda Brown. But before we meet her, you're just going to die. She is so amazing. I just want to say, in case you're new to the show, this is Jeannie Marie. I'm your host, founder of Supergirls. That's 2 L's, second L for love. We are all about inspiring and empowering young college girls to launch from college to life. That's what we do. The Hero Whispers is our podcast, is our swan song to be able to talk to these women, to hear their stories, find out what's going on in their heads so we can help them better. And then also we sprinkle in some of these other fabulous females that also have inspirational messages or stories that can help pick these women up, especially now. It's such a challenging time for us. It's great to have these sunshine women in our lives, such as Wanda Brown. So without further ado, I am super happy and pumped to introduce you to Wanda Brown. She is a wife, mother of 2, and a successful business executive. She has battled cancer twice in 5 years. She is a queen. Through the process of fighting for her own life, she has learned both the challenges and importance of resting on the right thoughts to successfully go through adversities in our health, our families, and in daily life. She is a speaker and a coach who conducts courses to teach women how to rest, R-E-S-T, in a way that reduces anxiety and fear and helps them live a life of their dreams. All of us want this. Wanda, welcome to the show.
Hello. It is so great to be with you, Superwoman.
Oh my gosh, I cannot even compare to being the superhero that you are, my love. So happy that you're here with us. So
it is so awesome to be here.
Yeah, Wanda and I went to the same alma mater, and so we connected like that. And I think it was kismet that we got together because now we're both out there trying to really help pay it forward and help younger women move forward in their lives in different ways. So what I would love for Wanda to do, if she's game, is to tell her story about how she got to this point where she's making such a difference with rest.
Awesome. You know, Jeannie, I will tell you, for me, it all started when I was, I was with my doctor, and I literally asked him this question. I said, "How long do I have to live?" That was the first question I asked my doctor when he diagnosed me with stage 3 ovarian cancer. And this is the universal question that everyone is asking right now as we go through this current global adversity. We're asking, how long is social isolation going to last? For the super women that are your listeners and part of your tribe, they're asking maybe, how long will I have to take classes online? Or how long will it be until I actually graduate? Or how long will it be before my dream company starts hiring again? It's the universal question that we all ask in the face of adversity, which is, how long? And that was a question that I asked my doctor. And I will tell you that his response changed my life. Like, it stopped me in my tracks. When I asked how long, my doctor paused and he looked at me and he said, "Remember who you are. Speak to your body and tell it to heal." And that's a powerful response in the face of adversity, that he would remind me and us how powerful we are. So that's how my story got started.
That is, you're right. We talk about power, and that's an amazing way to start it. I mean, so, and what you're doing and the way you've helped yourself heal, I think is incredible. I mean, listeners, I've heard this story and it's makes me shake. It's just so incredible. And now that Wanda, teaches other women how to, well, I mean, she tells it best. I mean, you need to tell this REST, rest, this miracle work that you do. I mean, it's so cool. And I think it's applicable no matter where you are in life. But specifically for our girls, they need to understand, like you said, like it's not going to be forever. This too shall pass. How do we make ourselves, think differently, act differently, believe differently? Talk about that.
Sure. So the way I got to rest, R-E-S-T, that you're alluding to, Jeannie, was when I was going through. So when I came out of that conversation with my doctor, I did what he told me to do. He said, speak to your body, speak into your situation, and tell your body what to do, right? And so I did that, right? I went through the chemo and the surgery and the weight loss. I'm 5'9", and my weight dropped from 150 down to 110, right? I was lean, but I continued to do what he said, which was the one thing that I could have power over. I didn't just forget that, I had to go through the chemo and all of that. But in the face of it, he was saying, do what you can control. Be responsible for what you can control. And I did that, and I recovered. And I told everybody, I said, I will never go through this adversity again. I will never go through cancer again because God has healed me, right? And that's the language that I use, and hopefully there are those out there that can relate, right? And so I was going about life. I was feeling great, taking care of myself, like dancing with all that life brings. And I remember about 4 years and some months after I had, been healed of cancer, I was sitting with my oncologist again, and I heard these words: the cancer is back, and you have to go through chemo immediately. And so, maybe the women on the call haven't been through cancer, right? But they have been through something where life doesn't look like what you planned. I was healthy. I was going to the gym every day. I'm positive, like all those things, right? I wasn't planning on cancer. And so some of you are going through something like life doesn't look like what you had planned, right? You were planning to graduate, and you had planned maybe this graduation where you're walking across the stage and your relatives, your mom and your dad and your proud relatives are sitting in the audience, and that's maybe not going to happen, right? You've been planning all of your life to get into fill-in-the-blank school, med school, law school, whatever that is, and perhaps that's at risk. Maybe you had applied for a particular job and you got the job offer, and now you got a letter saying that your offer is on hold or rescinded completely. Everyone has those stories where there's a disconnect between what you were planning on and how life is showing up. And for me, going through cancer and hearing that disconnect between me telling everyone I'm healed and hearing my oncologist say the cancer is back, that had me crying out and saying, God, why? Why are you allowing this? And maybe some of you are going through saying, why is this happening to me? And the turning point came for me when I heard in my spirit rest. And I discovered that rest means to be supported by something in a way that helps you stay in position. And so for that, just practically what that meant for me is that I knew to get through my adversity, I needed to stay in a position of joy, of hope, and of expectation. And I would suggest, Jeannie, that that's exactly what we all need right now to get through what we're going through, whatever that is.
It's so true. I mean, the message is the timing is so perfect for your message because you're right. Everybody, you can plan as much as you want to, but you never know what life's going to throw at you. And these girls right now, a lot of them have senior year canceled, which is just bone crushing, heart wrenching.
Yes.
Face ripper. I mean, it just ripped the heart and the soul right out of them. They don't have their last dance, their last festival. They don't have their last senior week, whatever. And it's like they were looking forward to it for 4 years. So dealing with something like this, the skills that we need to deal with something like this are lifelong, and something that we could use, throughout our lives, because it's not going to be the first time. I mean, the only time that something like this happens, hopefully not the virus, but where you're massively disappointed, like you were, massively just rocked to the core because you got cancer, rare cancer, where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be alive tomorrow to see my family. I mean, we're only promised today, you know?
That's right. That's right.
So now you wrote a book, and congratulations, you wrote a book. You took this time to do some really cool stuff, which is, I think, another great message for these young women out there that are displaced right now. What can we do that's, different that you wouldn't have been able to do before?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So I say all that as a prelude to rest, which is what you were alluding to before, Jeannie. But I just want to provide some context for how I got to this point. And so the process that I use, REST, it stands for obviously rest, but the R stands for remember. Remember how powerful we are. Jeannie, as you said, we can't circumvent all of life's challenges, no matter how uncomfortable or how scary they may be at times, right? But we do get a choice in how we go through and how we perceive what's happening around us. We have the power. Each of us has the power to choose the words that we repeat to ourselves, the thoughts we meditate on, and the actions that we take. We even choose our identity in the crisis. It's our story, and we get to play the hero or the victim. So, for example, for me, when I was going through cancer, rare form of cancer, I would say to my friends, my family, even my doctors, I would say, look, I am a healed person who's doing everything I can. I'm doing what's necessary to protect my health. I am not the sick trying to get well. We get to claim who we are in the face of whatever we're going through. And we can take an identity of power and be the hero and the sheroes in our story, or we can be the victim. But we get to choose, and then in that choice, all of our actions begin to align with that choice. Jeannie, does that make sense?
It does. I have a question. On that note, so we do get to choose and we're in control. Is there would you say that there's another power out there though? Like I believe there's a higher power maybe that's out there that's kind of guiding that. Would you agree with that? I mean, how do you think about that?
Absolutely. I am a praying woman. I believe that there's a higher power. I call that higher power God. You might call it higher power, whatever you call that higher power. But together we are co-creating our world. And so our ability to pray or to meditate, to tap into that higher power and gain strength is so important. It was important for me. And Jeannie, I know it's important for you. And so if that's you, if that's your listeners, I invite them during times of clear uncertainty, when things are, our beliefs and the things, our dreams are just being shaken to the core. It's important to tap into that higher power and also remember that we were made in the image of that higher power. And so we have a responsibility as well.
Love that. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, so that's R. There's more to this formula.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The E. The E is, we have to expand our perspective and really create space for others to join us on our journey. We were not designed to do life alone. We were designed to do life together. And each of us is here to